What's up, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of the Slam Sessions, a post-WrestleMania edition of the Slam Sessions, right here on YouTube. I'm your host, Albert Albanese, and I would usually go live to do this, but YouTube changed their policy on streaming from mobile devices that you have to have over 1,000 subscribers in order to do that. So, guys, my computer sucks. I may be able to do a live stream from there. I'm not sure. I'm not going to attempt it tonight because it is 1:19 a.m. and it's not going to happen. I got to get to work. I have to wake up at 7 o'clock to be up for work tomorrow. So I figure I'll just do this and make it really brief, just so we can just I can put something up here for post WrestleMania. But yeah, it might be a little while until I'm able to really live stream again, because I don't have a good computer and I usually do this stuff from my mobile device. So thanks, YouTube, for screwing over the people who are doing this stuff and haven't built up their audience yet. Real nice. Anyway, I don't want to be negative because for the most part I had a very positive night. I ate meat for the first time in 2 weeks and that was fantastic. And obviously I watched WrestleMania, and guys, color me impressed. WrestleMania was really good. It was fun. It was entertaining. I can't really complain about much. This is going to be really brief. I'm going to do a brief run-through of things that I liked and all this kind of stuff, and my review of the whole show. We started off hot. Tony Nese, New York native, wins the Cruiserweight Championship. And, big up to Tony Nese. I've seen him wrestle a lot in New York on the indie circuit as he was coming up because I live out here. And he gets to win the Cruiserweight Championship in his own backyard. It's huge. Such a big deal, such a good thing for Tony Nese, and I'm really happy for him. And it was a great opener. One of the better matches we saw all night. Not the best, but one of the best matches we saw all night. The women's battle royal was what it was. Good for Carmella to get the win. I'm a little upset that they didn't give Asuka the win after screwing her over. But, I mean, it was a women's pre-show battle royal. It's not essentially something I'm really mad about. That, oh, no, they didn't make Asuka win? Oh, I can't believe that. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. I'm doing this right after WrestleMania, so I'm tired. Because we all dealt with how long that show was. So I live in New York. I went to New Jersey to watch the show at a friend's house. I watched the Cruiserweight match, listened to the Battle Royal on my way over, and caught the beginning of the World Tag Team title match on my way into Jersey. And I told my friend to pause the event on the Cruiserweight match specifically so that I can, I was going to tell him to pause it. By the time I got there, I was like, you know what? We're midway through the match. I think, by the time I close my thing out and get in there, it will be good. So that's kind of what happened. I maybe missed about 2 minutes of the match. Maybe not even. And then, watched Hawkins and Ryder win the tag titles. And the streak end at WrestleMania. One of the biggest moments of Kurt Hawkins' career. One of the best WWE moments. And for everybody who says that, WWE never builds up a story anymore. Some guy went on a 250-match losing streak, and it ended at WrestleMania. That's one of the best stories ever told. The other Battle Royal was what it was. I do feel like it was a little bit of a waste of the Hardy Boys being back together to be in that Battle Royal. I think they could have been in that tag team title match. But, beggars can't be choosers. I'm not going to, dump on the card too much. I didn't have too much of a complaint with the card. I thought it was fine. But Braun winning was the right move. Hopefully he can get a little bit of momentum, and we'll talk about what that does later. The show opens. The opener, Seth Rollins shocks the world. I mean, we didn't think that Brock was going to be in the first match of WrestleMania. I like the idea. Hey, screw this. We're going to just get this started early. Alexa Bliss did a good job hosting. She was absolutely gorgeous, as was most of the women on the show. They all brought it. Paige looked fantastic on the pre-show and doing the commentary. And man, the girls brought it, all night. In every way. It was This was a night to celebrate women's wrestling. And we'll get into that in a little bit, but this was definitely a night to celebrate women's wrestling. So yeah, Hogan came out, not a Hogan guy. It was what it was, WrestleMania moment. I get it, probably good for the live crowd. It didn't do anything for me, but I'm not a Hogan guy, so some of you guys might have felt differently. But yeah, Brock versus Rollins opens the show. Sick. Absolutely sick. I like the story. Brock, takes advantage of this situation. I'm going to get this thing done early. Bell rings and, one ref bump, a low blow, and a bunch of stomps later. And Seth Rollins is our new world Universal Champion. This is a huge opportunity for guys like Braun Strowman, for guys like Roman Reigns, for guys like Drew McIntyre, for other guys who are up and coming in the WWE on Raw right now, specifically because the title is going to be defended, guys. It's going to be defended on Monday Night Raw. It's going to be there, and that's a big deal for everybody. Kudos to Seth Rollins for having his WrestleMania moment. Again, at the expense of Brock Lesnar. I couldn't be more happy for Seth to be champion. I was a little disappointed in the AJ Orton match. I thought it was good. Maybe I expected just a little bit more, but also the crowd kind of took me out of it because they were distracted and stuff like that. My food came at in the middle of that match. It was a lot going on. I might have to go back and rewatch it, and it might have been a lot better than I thought it was. I might go out of order here, guys, because I don't remember the order of a lot of things. It was a very long night. Miz versus Shane was fun. Such a fun match. Such a good fight. Such a good brawl. They brawled all over the place. The finish was cool. Shane getting the win, even though we got the living crap kicked out of him by Miz. Miz's dad is a meme. And he... I can't stop thinking of the fact that Shane McMahon called him a baked potato, because that's the only thing I can think of right now whenever I see Miz's dad, is that he looks like a baked potato. I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix my camera a little bit here to make it a little bit easier. There we go, that's a little bit better. Looks like I'm looking at you guys now. I'm going to lean back in my chair. Relax. Because I need it after that show. The women's tag titles, I thought it was a good match. And don't get me wrong, I love Peyton Royce, who... Our gear, the Eddie Guerrero gear, was fantastic. The Disney fan in me loved the Maleficent ears on Billy Kay and the wings on Peyton Royce. Such a cool look for them to come down. I think all teams brought it. I was really impressed with Beth Phoenix coming back. Natty had an emotional night after everything that she went through at the Hall of Fame with Brett. There was a lot of good... That match was a really good match, and I'm not crazy about the title change so quick. We just got champions, and we're already on the second set of champions. To establish a new title is to establish a dominant champion, so that the title means something when you beat the champions. This might be a way to separate Bayley and Sasha onto two different brands. We know that the brand split is not happening, I don't believe, this Monday. Maybe it's next Monday. It's a big deal, guys. That might be the reason why they did it. And obviously they're keeping Peyton and Billy together. We'll see how it pans out. I'm happy for them. They deserve it. They've been friends since high school. They wanted to do this. This was their dream, and they fulfilled it at WrestleMania. That's a big thing. What else? Like I said, I'm going to go out of order because I don't remember the order of things happened in. The SmackDown Tag Title match was fun. It was a really fun match. I'm glad the Usos retained. I like Black and Ricochet, but I think that they need to figure out 100% what they're doing with them as a team before we get rolling on them winning belts. I know a lot of people were a little upset that they didn't win, but the Usos are constant, man. They're the best tag team maybe in wrestling right now, and I'm glad they retained. Another good match. So I guess... Alright. Well, I mean, really quick, Joe versus Ray was nothing. It's fine to have a squash match on Mania. I felt bad for Ray in a way, but I felt good for Joe because he looks dominant, and I hope that elevates that title up a little bit more. So yeah, I guess the only thing that left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth was the Angle-Corbin match. I know Angle probably wanted to go out on his back. You got to remember that Jerry Briscoe was the guy who signed Kurt Angle. Very old school mentality. Kurt probably wanted to give back. The WWE probably wanted it to be Corbin because they probably had plans for him. It was good. It was a good match. I guess I wanted to see Angle win. I guess that upset me a little bit. But Angle's a consummate professional. Going out on his back was a good thing to do for Kurt. And he's given so much to this business. And on his last night as an active in-ring competitor, he gave again. And he's selfless. And you have to love Kurt Angle for that. Roman versus McIntyre was quick. I felt like it was a blink until you missed it kind of a thing. I think it was good. It was rough. It was tumble. It was, a good fight. And obviously Roman had a win after overcoming everything he overcame. And good for him. I know I'm missing more than the last couple of matches that I wanted to cover. I need the card in front of me, and my phone is being used to stream. So, whatever. If I miss something, you guys can ask me tomorrow on a live stream what I thought of it, because I just forgot. Oh, that's right. I know. Seeing Balor come back as a demon, win the Intercontinental title, huge. All my favorite guys are winning here tonight. It was coming up aces. I loved it. That was great. Balor back as a demon, too, after such a long absence, was a big deal for me. It was great. And Balor killed it. The main event was good. It was really good. A lot of people are complaining about the lackluster finish. I think that was meant to happen. I think we're going to build to... I think Ronda's going to take some time off. I think she's going to be mad. I think she's going to walk out. My shoulder was up. Well, the referee's decision is final. Fine, goodbye, and leaves. And then at one point, we're going to have the Four Horsemen come back and attack. I think around Survivor Series, we'll get that match going on. Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda put in work, man. They really did. They put in work. Ronda looked good. She kept pace with the other two. Ronda took that crazy bump off that drop kick. It was nuts. All in all, a good match, a good main event, and I don't mind the finish. And last but certainly not least, Kofi Kingston is a role model for any person who ever had a dream. You see his kids? They were ecstatic. Bryan and Kofi put on what may go down in history as being one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. It had everything. Drama, emotion, hard-hitting moves, submissions, grappling. Everything you want. Every story that can be told in a wrestling ring was told in that match. And it showed that Kofi deserves to be at that top spot. Good for Kofi. Congratulations to him. If anybody on that roster deserved to be a world champion, it was Kofi Kingston. And I am honored that I got to watch Kofi win that championship at WrestleMania. All in all, overall, I knew I was missing something. Triple H versus Batista was it was a brawl. Some interesting spots in there. Batista's fingers with the wrench, the nose ring, the Superman punch-esque flying sledgehammer shot, which didn't beat Batista. No, the pedigree had to, which I thought was funny. But I mean, it is what it is. But it was a good match overall, and it was a lot of fun. And that's not the match I wanted to close on, but I know I forgot about it, and now I kind of feel stupid and tired because it's been a long night. So that's where I'm going to end it here, guys. WrestleMania was a fun show. It was really good. I think I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I liked it. There wasn't a match that bored me. There wasn't a match where I was like, this doesn't belong here. It was all good. So please, comment. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll figure out how to do a live stream, and we'll do this together next time. But for right now, it is 1:30, and I have to go to bed because I have to be up in like 5 hours. So this has been Albert Almleach with the Slam Sessions right here on YouTube. See you guys next time.